All right, good morning, everyone. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. Let me go here. All right, so go ahead and grab blocks or turn your music on if you're going to have music on. I'm just waiting to see the last few people that jump in. Good morning. I've got two cameras going, so. Okay. Robbie, I hope you're doing yoga with me. All right, so if anyone else joins in at Yoga Path, we'll just go ahead and I'll have to add them in as we practice. Okay, so you can go ahead and get started. Options for either seated position to get started, or if you like to start maybe in hero's pose, Virasana, you can sit the hips on the heels, whichever one works best for you. Okay, and then wherever you are, either rest the hands on your knees or your thighs, palms face up. Go ahead and close the eyes. And as you start to just even notice your breath, scan through the body. As you scan through sort of without judgment, but realizing the areas that may need a little more care or nourishment today. Or maybe what sort of energy you're bringing to your mat today. Just being aware that there may be areas to awaken or even areas to soften. All right, then taking the hands and interlace the fingers. Bring the hands at the back of the head or back of the neck base of the skull area. And then draw the elbows back as you just open the chest. Lifting pelvic floor and drawing the low belly up and in. Good. Steady breathing through your nose. Letting the back of the throat contract. And then release the arms, taking the right hand down, reach up and over with the left. Taking the left hand down, reach up and over with your right. And then come back to center, hands on the knees or the thighs, whichever you're choosing. Inhale, open the chest. And then exhale, round, bring the chin to the chest. So like cat-cows, but in seated. Either seated or again, hero's pose. Open, breathe in. And then exhale, round and curl. Again, inhale. And exhale. Good, 2 more times. Inhale, opening the chest. And then exhale, round and curl. Good. Come back to neutral as you inhale and bring yourself forward into a tabletop position. So especially if you were in Virasana, or hero's pose, you may need to release the legs a bit there. So sending the left leg back, press out through the heel, and then the right. Bring both knees down, finding your way straight into tabletop position. Nice long neutral spine here, lift the belly. Okay, and then just begin a little forward and back movement, bringing some weight into the wrists. If you need some circles, maybe some circles. If you do one direction, make sure you find the opposite direction as well. Maybe flip the palms, turn the palms face up, fingers face the knees. Good. Any sort of movement, maybe palms down, fingers facing the knees still. Good, and then bring your hands into position for down dog. Check that your wrist creases line up. Thumb or index finger or middle finger will be parallel to each other. Curl the toes under. Go ahead and lift your hips and draw back into your first down dog. Ground down into your hands and your feet, and then pedal out the feet, bending one knee then the other. Keeping the bases of the big toes and the balls of the feet grounded. Maybe you shift a little side to side, bringing weight into one hip then the other. Coming forward into plank, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the belly, lift the pelvis, draw back. Plank pose, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale back. Then lift both heels high up, inhale. Drop the heels over to the right as you exhale. Keep pressing through the inner hands. Lengthen through that left side deeper. Take the heels high, inhale, and then drop them to the left, exhale. Come back to center, both heels high. And then exhale, ground your heels towards the mat. Feet are about hip distance apart, fingers spread. Plank pose again, inhale. And downward facing dog, exhale. One more time, plank pose, inhale. And as you exhale this time, hover your right foot above the mat. Good, sternum forward, belly lifting. Exhale, right knee to the left tricep. Inhale, three-legged plank, right foot back. Exhale, right knee, left tricep. Inhale, three-legged plank. One more time, exhale, right knee, left tricep. And then roll to the outer edge of your left foot, step the right foot behind you, wild thing, hips and heart open, and reach. Bring the right hand down, right leg up and back into a down dog split as you inhale. Come forward to plank, both feet on the mat, exhale. Hover the left foot above the mat, inhale. Left knee, right tricep, exhale. Inhale, three-legged plank. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. Inhale, three-legged plank. Exhale, left knee, right tricep. Wild thing. Then roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Left foot steps behind you. Hips and heart open. Down dog split. Left hand down. Left leg up and back. Inhale. Lower feet to the floor. Plank pose. Exhale. Hold, inhale, and then down dog, exhale. Bring your knees to the mat, knees wide, big toes touch. Keep the hips high in the air. Walk the hands forward, melt the heart to the floor. So maybe forehead's down today, or some of you might even be getting the chest and the chin down. Rising back up to tabletop, inhale. Curl the toes under. Downward facing dog, exhale. Walking your feet to your hands, come to the top of the mat. Go ahead, separate your feet about hip distance, spread the toes. Ground through all corners of the feet, inner outer heel, base of big toe, base of pinky toe, lift the arches. So that inseam of energy coming up the inseams of the legs lifts towards that pelvic floor. You could bend the elbows, let your hands rest in the elbow creases. Always be sure not to lock out your knees, especially if you tend to hyperextend. Tiny bends in the knees then. Some of you may want more big bends in the knees today. That's good too. When we hyperextend at the knees, it can block the energy from coming up the legs, from the floor. All of that down energy creates our lift. Let the upper body, the forearms be heavy. How's the breath? Release the hands. Lengthen as you inhale. Fold and exhale. Lengthen, inhale. And fold, exhale. Come all the way to standing, whatever way serves you, long spine or rounded. Once you get to the top, strong legs, feet together, squeeze the glutes. Lift the ribs, shoulder girdle settling on top of the rib cage. Everything active. Inhale, the arms reach back up. Exhale, Uttanasana fold, hinging at the hips. Keep everything strong as you lower. Inhale, lengthen. If you can, press down into your palms and then step back, lower into Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Draw back. Bend the left knee, reach the right hand back for the outer ankle or foot, and then lengthen the left leg back, adding a little twist in your down dog. Look under left shoulder. Right hand forward and down. Right knee bends, so other side. Left hand forward and down, draw back. Gaze forward, feet to hands, top of the mat. Lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise to stand. Reach up, gaze lifts. Exhale. Samastihiti. Good, again, inhale, arms sweep up. Forward fold, exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha, lengthen. Step or maybe jump back this time, Chaturanga, palms planted. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, up dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Eyes towards the belly button. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, Chaturanga, down to your mat. Release the toes. Take the arms out into cactus arms. Press down to the tops of your feet. Inhale, lift the chest, arms, the head. Hold there as you exhale. Activate the upper back. Exhale again, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Activate the upper back. Lift the belly button. Press your feet. Exhale, lower down. One more time. Lift up. Exhale, lower down. Make a pillow for your hands. Rest your head on the pillow. Wiggle it out a little bit if you need to. Take the hands under shoulders, upward facing dog. Inhale, press all the way up. And downward facing dog. Exhale, draw back. Take the right leg up, inhale. Peeling the hip open. Find all that space and length. Then bend the right knee and draw the heel towards your left glute. Pay attention to what happens to your shoulders. If that right one hikes up, try and lower it, keep it level with your left. If you get real short and crunchy on the left side, think about drawing your left thigh bone back or your left outer hip back. Work the left heel towards the mat. Straighten the leg. Square your hip off. Pause for your inhale. Exhale, step the foot forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, rise up to crescent lunge. Reach up. Cactus arms, bend the elbows. Exhale, a little bend in the back knee if needed to really neutralize that pelvis. So tailbone long, low belly lifting. Inner thighs hug as your feet press. Arms back up, inhale. Hands down, step back, chaturanga, exhale. Nice and slow with control. Upward, inhale. And downward facing dog, exhale. Sweep the left leg up first, inhale. Find all that space, all that length. Begin to peel the hip open more and more. Then bend the knee, taking your heel towards right glute and reach your right glute towards the heel. Check in with the shoulders. Right thigh bone back, right heel towards the mat. Straighten your legs, square your hip off, pause for your inhale. Step the left foot to the top of the mat, exhale, ground down, hug the inner thighs, inhale, rise, crescent lunge, reach up. Cactus arms, exhale. Find that square hip, neutral pelvis. Arms back up, inhale. Hands down, step back, lower chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, upward facing. And downward facing dog, exhale back. Walking your hands to your feet, back of the mat. Feet should already be hip distance. If not, check 2 fist distance between your feet. Bind your big toes with your first 2 fingers. Work the hips above the heels, so we tend to want to lean back there, right? Try and keep it stacked. Then send your heart forward, scoop the belly, and fold down the legs. Exhale. Lengthen, inhale, release the toes, exhale, fold in. Inhale, half chair, bend the knees, sit way back into the hips, reach the fingertips forward. Take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, bow forward, lengthen your legs again, drop your head towards the floor and your knuckles towards the floor. How's your breath? Release the hands to the low back and then to the floor. Inhale, walking forward to plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog, press back. Looking forward. 5 jumps, bringing your feet or your hips over your shoulders, and then on the fifth one, your feet to your hands. So 5 jumps of play there. If you don't practice jumping forward, then just step forward and hang in a forward fold while you wait for the rest. Okay, so begin your 5 jumps. On the fifth one, feet between the hands. Once you get there, head up and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Rise and stand. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, Samastihiti. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Inhale, sit back into the hips. Lengthen the upper body. Exhale, hands to heart center. Go ahead and twist over to the left first, bringing your right elbow or shoulder outside the knee. If you're working the shoulder outside the knee, possibly right hand to the floor, left hand to the ceiling. If you want to add on, you have a side crow or something, please go ahead. There's options. The practice can be as easy or as hard as you want to make it, really. Nice, Sam. Good. Gaze down, inhale. Release and forward fold, exhale. Lengthen, inhale. And fold, exhale. Chair pose, Utkatasana, inhale. Bend the knees, sit into your hips and your heels. Lengthen the upper body. Exhale the hands to heart, twist to the right, left elbow or shoulder outside the knee. Lifting sternum towards thumbs. Gaze down, inhale. Release, forward fold, exhale. Lengthen, inhale. Fold, exhale. Stand all the way up, inhale. Arms down, exhale. Bring the arms up, parallel to the floor. Take the heads of the shoulders back. Everything nice and strong and lifted. Then bring your heels up. Slowly begin to bend the knees as you find your hover. Then separate the knees, ground through the heels, reach the arms forward, Malasana squat. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, maybe you bind behind the heels or over the low back, but the arms go in front of your shins. So just options. Option 1, stay for another breath or 2 and then move through your flow. Option 2, crow pose or crane pose if you want to lift up first and then move through your flow. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up, inhale. Right foot steps forward, exhale. Turn your back heel in and down about a 45-degree angle. Inhale, warrior 1, rise up. So the back leg super active, pressing through the outer edge of the foot and the heel, bringing the rib cage forward first. We want to work that strong back leg. Hands behind the back. Interlace your fingers. Then open the heart, inhale. And bow forward, exhale. Humble your warrior. Come up halfway, inhale. Lift your back heel, square your hip off. Shift forward, bound warrior three into Digasana. As you're ready, release the arms like airplane wings. Left hand down, right arm up, revolving half moon. Press out through your heel. Both hands to the floor, lengthen. Draw that right outer hip back. Exhale, bend both knees. Bring your left knee to your right calf. Spread the toes, press out through your feet. Hands can stay down or move to heart center. Hands down again, supported warrior three. Press the leg back and activate right outer hips back. And then exhale over the right leg. Standing leg split, 3 breaths. Bend the right knee, left toes to the back of the mat. Inhale, the right leg up and back. Open the hip, down dog split. Bend the knee, heel towards glute. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, keep the shape of the legs, come shoulders over the wrists, and then move into wild thing. Right arm around, bring the hand down. Plank pose, inhale. Lower chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. And downward dog, exhale. Good. Bend the left knee, press into your right heel. Shift some weight into that hip possibly. And then switch. Draw back into both legs. Left leg sweeps up, inhale. Left foot steps forward, exhale. Back heel turns in and down. Load that leg, rise up. Warrior 1. Hands behind the back, interlace your fingers. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, bow forward, humble the warrior. Inhale, halfway up. Lift your back heel, square your hips. Shift forward, lift the back leg. Bound warrior 3 to Digasana. Revolving half moon, right hand down, left arm up. Activate the right leg. Press out through your heel. Scoop the belly up and in. Both hands down. Lengthen, activate. Exhale, bend both knees. Right knee to left calf. Spread the toes. Press out through the bases of the big toes. Hands stay down or move to heart center. Strong belly here. It lifts and draws in. If you don't feel it in your outer hip and glute, I don't know, you're superhuman. Just breathe. Hands down, extend the leg back, supported warrior 3. Pull that left outer hip back, find space. Exhale, standing leg split, 3 breaths, down the leg, right leg up. One more inhale. Exhale, bend the front knee, left toes to the back of the mat, plant your palms. Inhale, left leg up and back. Down dog split. Peeling your hip open, bend the knee, heel to glute. Option 1, stay there. Option 2, shoulders over the wrists. Wild thing. Left foot to the floor. Good, bring it around, left hand down, left foot down, plank pose, inhale, lower chaturanga, exhale, upward, inhale, and downward facing dog, exhale back. Take your knees down to the mat, child's pose, settle the hips back towards the heels and rest. Good, steady breathing. Good, inhale, rising up. Downward facing dog, exhale. Right leg lifts, inhale. Right foot steps forward, exhale. Then step your back foot about 1/3 of the distance in. So we want to create about a leg length distance between your feet. Maybe your left toes, if it's available for your hip, turn your left toes out to like a 10 o'clock. Lengthen your legs, square the hips off. Blocks can be really helpful here. Inhale, long spine. And exhale, fold in, chin towards your shin. Inhale, lengthen. Walk the hands to the left. You're going to pivot your feet, turn your left toes out. Start to bend your left knee. Come into Skandasana, half squat. Maybe you bring your hands to the floor, to the heart, possibly you bind. Hands down. Walk it to the top of the mat. Bring the hands inside your right foot. Lift your left heel, lower the knee, uncurl the toes. And then start to sink your hips. Keep the low belly drawing up and in. So lizard lunge. The sole of the foot is on the floor. Right knee hugs right shoulder. Maybe you stay up, maybe you come down. So there's lots of different add-ons if you want to add on here. Depends what you need for your practice right now. You know, you could turn the back toes under. You could lift the knee. You could work an arm balance, bringing the right shoulder underneath the knee. So the back of your right arm is at the back of your right thigh. Lift the back leg, extend the front, and then you shift forward. I'm going to hit my diffuser. You shift forward and lift up. Okay, remember one shoulder doesn't dip. We keep shoulders as even as possible in the arm balance. Come back up to your hands. Curl the back toes under, lift the knee, and plant through the palms as you sweep your right leg up and back. Inhale. Knee to nose, exhale. Inhale the right leg up and back. And then lower right foot, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up, inhale. Notice when you lift the left leg, are you pressing through your right foot? Right, we want all that down energy to continue. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Back foot steps into that leg length distance. Right toes to 2 o'clock if available. Inhale, long spine, long legs, square hips. Exhale, full chin to shin. Parsvottanasana, legs are strong. Inhale, lengthen. Walk it over to the right. Pivot your feet, Skandasana, back of the mat. Your right heel is heavy, your hips are heavy, tailbone long eventually. Find your expression on this side. Release. Hands to the floor, walk it to the top of your mat. Hands are inside your left foot, right knee lowers. Uncurl the toes, lizard lunge. Again, whatever expression you chose on the other side, look into it on this side as well. Often one side can be very different than the other. Bringing it back up to the hands if you're lowered. Curl the back toes under, lift your knee. Plant through the palms, draw up into the belly. Sweep the left leg up and back, down dog split. Knee to nose, exhale. Inhale the leg up and back. And then lower the foot down, downward facing dog. Exhale. Plank pose, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Go ahead and come through to seated. Inhale, whatever way works for you. Legs long out in front of you. Dandasana, staff pose. Flex the ankles. Draw the toes towards your knees. Plant the palms outside the hips. So work strong legs, tall spine. We're not bringing a bunch of weight into the hands. There's a down energy, but it's not, the hands aren't pressing you tall. Let the body do the work. So maybe even bend the elbows. Think more sit bones grounding for that down energy to create lifting. Inhale, arms reach. And exhale, forward fold. Paschimottanasana, finding a bind to the legs or the feet. Good, steady breathing. In and out through your nose. Back of the throat contracting. Inhale, rise up. Lower onto your back, exhale. Little bridge, we're just gonna use it more as a counter, not our back bending series just yet. But lifting the hips, roll the shoulders under the back and open. Keep the legs active, firmly hugging in, feet grounding. Then exhale, lower down to the floor. Cross your right knee over your left. So we're gonna do like a Gomukhasana or cow face pose, but on your back. So right knee over left, and then draw the knees towards the chest. Send your feet out to the right and to the left. Hands can hold the shins, or maybe the outer edges of the feet. Work the spine long to the floor. Possibly flex your ankles and press the feet out to the right and to the left as you draw the knees into the chest as well. These are all just options. Release. Switch sides. Left knee over right. Release both feet, knees into the chest, give it a little squeeze. Good, feet on the floor one more time. Lift your hips. Again, a bridge counter, roll the shoulders underneath the back. Good, keep the legs nice and active. Awesome. And then just lower back down. Go ahead, find your happy baby. Hands to the outer edges of the feet or behind your thighs. Release the legs, bring them together. Rock yourself up to seated. Bringing the soles of the feet together, knees wide, Baddha Konasana. Sit nice and tall. Inhale. Now you can do happy baby in the middle of class, it's okay. And exhale, fold in. Something we usually save for the end, but it feels good there. Press the heels. Let the knees then press out to the right and to the left. As you engage back body to lengthen the spine, Bandha energy is active, so think pelvic floor lifting. Low belly drawing up and in. Those reference points to create those energy movements or lifts. Go ahead and come back up. Extend the left leg forward. Bring your right knee up and step your right foot outside your left leg. You could keep the left leg straight, or if you want to bend it as well, you could bend it. Take the heel outside of your right hip. Ardha Matsyendrasana twist. So your foundational points are your sit bones, the sole of your right foot and the left thigh bone. We work to ground all of those. And then bring the twist up and around with square hips, right? The tendencies for the hips to want to move with you in the twist. Try and keep your hips square. Okay, those that are itching to arm balance again, there is an option here for Kundanyasana 1. Right back of the arm to the outer knee. left back of the arm to the outer knee, right back of the arm to the outer hip if you're doing 2-point, which is the easiest way to start. Shift forward, keep chaturanga arms as you lift your feet, then possibly reach out from the legs. Okay? Press the floor away from you as you scoop the belly. It's just if you're moving into that option. Otherwise, we're twisting and breathing. Inhale, gaze forward, and exhale, unwind, counter your twist. Come back through to center, hands behind you, release your legs and switch them. Right leg could be straight, left foot outside the leg or bent. Good. Pause, find that down energy, listen for your breath, and then create your twist. If you practiced arm balance on the other side, go ahead and lift up. Nice, Sam, good. Gaze forward, inhale. Exhale, unwind, counter the twist. Come back to center. Hands behind you, fingers to face toes, feet about hip distance apart. Reverse table, lift the hips. Think about that low belly drawing up and in. Grounding the feet and the hands, send your arm bones to the back of the room. Lower down, exhale. Good. Boat pose, inhale. Knees can be bent, legs can be straight. Modify however you need. 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross the shins, plant your palms. Try and lift something up. Maybe you use your feet. Inhale. Exhale, back down. Set yourself up. Navasana, boat pose. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Cross, lift. Inhale, come up, jump back or step back, chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, upward and downward facing dog, exhale. Good. Virasana, top of the mat, just where we started in the beginning of class. Hips on the heels, knees together or between them. Tops of the feet are down either way. Any expression you want to do with your arms. Maybe you take the right arm over, left arm under, reaching for a bind and hug the elbows to the midline. Release, take other side if you're using the arm option. Good, release. Taking the hands forward, lift up, step your legs back just to lengthen them out. Then come to stand on your knees about hip distance apart, Ustrasana, camel pose. Hands could be at the low back to start or stay there. If you're transferring your hands to the feet, remember you go to the heels, all right? Inhale, lift up through the chest. And then exhale, begin to lean back. Keep hips forward, hands stay at low back or move to feet. Move to heels, I should say. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hands down. Step back to plank pose. Hold there, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward, inhale. And downward. Exhale, come through to seated, inhale. And lower onto the back, exhale. Feet on the floor, knees bent. Option for bridge pose, or if you want to go right into your upward facing bow, then the hands would go under the shoulders. Inhale, lift up. We just got two back bends here. Firm up the legs. Exhale, come down, choose your last back bend, and inhale, rise up. Go ahead and come back down. Pause. Gently draw the knees into your chest. Rock a little side to side. Bring the feet down to the floor. Let your knees fall into touch. Exhale the knees over to the right side. Maybe your right foot hooks the left knee, left arm up by your ear, resting on the floor. Good. Arm down, release the foot if it's hooked. Inhale the knees back to center. Exhale them to the left. If you add on, left foot hooks. Right arm up by your ear. Take a moment, scan through the body. Staying aware and present. Listen for your breath. Come back to center. Knees into the chest. Feet to the ceiling. Arms are long by the sides, palms down, Supta Dandasana. Once again, happy baby. Release the feet, knees into the chest, give it a squeeze, rock all the way up, shins cross, palms plant. Inhale, lift, chaturanga, exhale. Up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Come through to seated, inhale. Lower onto the back, exhale. Bring the right knee into your chest, squeeze. Give into the stillness for a moment. And then soften. Take the knee across the body into a twist. Excuse me. Back to center. And then release the right leg long to the floor. Bring the left knee into the chest. Hug it in. And then once again, give in or surrender into the stillness. Soften. Exhale the knee across the body into twist. Come back to center. Release the left leg long. Take the arms overhead. Give the body a nice long stretch. And then bringing the knees back into the chest, your hands to your shins, squeeze. Rock up to seated. Comfortable cross-legged position. And then any sort of movement that you need right now, whether it be the neck rolling, the spine circling, maybe side reaches, maybe seated cat-cows again, whatever your body needs. Maybe even close the eyes. Most of you cannot see each other because your cameras are off. So really it doesn't matter what we do either anyways, even if the cameras were on. Take another few breaths. And then make your way into a tall seat. With the hands at the knees, palms face up again, the head humbling towards your heart. Tuning in to your breath, taking it inward a bit further. Maybe listening for your heart. As you're ready, release onto your backs. Taking your final position for rest in Shavasana. Little movements starting in your toes and your fingers. Slide the legs together. Bring the knees in towards your chest. Let the body roll to the right and pause there. Placing the left palm down. Gently guide yourself back up to seated. Hands together at your heart center. Taking your hands then to the third eye, or the space between your brows. May we know the truth. Bring your hands to your lips. May we speak the truth. And then our hands to our hearts. May we feel it. And thank you all for sharing in practice today. Namaste. Thank you all. I'm going to unmute everyone here. Awesome.
Thanks, Angie.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I don't know if anyone else is suffering from major allergies right now. I don't know if it's because we've all been indoors and Mother Earth is like flourishing. But I put peppermint, lavender, and lemon in the diffuser and it totally cleared up. Just a little tip. I've never had allergies before.
Good.
Yeah, and I don't know why I have allergies all of a sudden, but I was nervous to teach today because I was like, I can't really breathe very well, but it worked. Thank goodness. Woo!
I have the allergies too.
Do you have them too?